Hey you guys, so this is Danny Marie, and I am the proud owner of Eden Skincare and Yemaya Cosmetics. I wanted to welcome you guys onto Yemaya Cosmetics YouTube channel, where we show y'all tips, lifestyle, and we talk about some real shit on this channel, right? So this is an introduction video of who I am. I've been the owner of Yemaya Cosmetics since 2019. 2021, I introduced Eden Skincare, and it's been great. It has been a long journey, and I'm so proud. I'm so happy of all the things that I accomplished and more. And I wanted to show people parts of who I am, because I think, y'all see Instagram and people get caught up in the fantasy world of social media, where sometimes, people think that people's lives is different, that they don't have problems, they don't have stressors, or they don't have anything that's going on, because everything on social media is so instant and it looks perfect, right? And I'm far from perfect, far from that. I am 31 years old, yes. Skin all good, thanks to Eden. Eden Skincare. I am 31 years old. I am a mother of two. I have a son and a daughter, and I am a business owner, and I used to dance. Boom. Crazy story, but yeah, I used to dance a little bit. But the proud thing about it is that what I like about my journey is that I never hid anything, and I'm so proud of how far I came, the journeys that I've been on. So I will introduce myself. So I became a mom at the age of 13. And I guess people would say, the teen parent, that was young. Yes, that was young. In my case, it was a very unfortunate event. And I didn't express to people years later what actually happened and the trauma that came behind it. And I used to be ashamed of it, because people had perception of what they thought it was, and it was never like that. And I felt like my voice was never heard as a young woman. And that's a lot for a person coming into their own as a teenager. Teenagers, I understand, because I'm on the other side of it, because I have a teenager right now. And it is not easy with the brain functions of teenagers, but then also their growth, or where they're going and accepting their individuality, which I'm still learning about my own teenager right now. And so becoming a teen mom stapled me into the beginning of finding who I was, and I hated it for years, and I'm being totally honest with y'all. I didn't like it at first, because it was just like, I felt like it was just unfair, right? And I know 31, we know life is not fair. And after so much angriness, right, and unkindness that you experience figuring out the real world, my prayers eventually got answered. And it took a long time, and I didn't understand it, and I didn't try to hide it anymore, as I'm becoming the woman that I want, that I am, not want, the woman that I am, and accepting things for what it is, right? And so for me, that walking that stride, right? Graduating school, going to college, and figuring out college wasn't for me. I went to college 2 years, and I was just not happy, and so I ended up dancing. Had a friend that I went to school with, high school with, and she took me to a spot one night, and I didn't look back. I didn't look back at all. And the crazy thing about it was, I used to flaunt it a lot. I used to flaunt it, because I'd be like, whatever. At the time, Instagram wasn't big. It wasn't like now, where people pay attention, right? People really look into your lives. And I was being young, wild, and crazy, right? So, do I prefer women to do it or girls to do it? That is personally your choice. But for me, I would not have became the woman that I am today if it wasn't for that experience, because that experience opened doors for networking, connections, and on top of it, I met some bomb ass girls that were just bosses straight out, and maintaining those friendships now to this day. And you know, there's a misconception that comes with strip clubs. Like, strippers, oh, they want your man. No, most of the time we just want your fucking money. We really don't care. Like, you can keep the headache at home because we obviously see what he's doing. We don't want that. We just want the bread and keep it moving, right? And so that pillar of honesty led me into opening doors for myself, which was owning my own business, moving out from my grandparents' home, who raised me since I was a baby, basically, with my uncles. And I always shied away from it. Like, I know that there was many people in my family that did not agree with what I did, but that wasn't their path or journey to decide for me, because I wanted to go a route that was just more convenient for me. I didn't want to work a traditional job because I felt like waiting 2 weeks to get paid and you slaving 40 to 80, 100 hours a week for people that if you drop dead today or tomorrow, they don't give two F's about you. Like, I wanted to give the affordability for myself to move past that. And I wanted to go at a faster impact. And so, do I tell young girls to do it? That's your personal choice. I preferably, it's no judgment for me if any girl decides that, because you don't know what hand life is dealing her at the moment, and she feels like, you know what, I can make this and accomplish this. I know many great dancers who are bosses. They're real estate agents. They're girls that got real estate property. I know girls that are landlords that's under real estate. They're nurses. I know some doctors. I know some bomb ass therapists that just graduated recently. I know, and it's so crazy because these women that I met we're all trying to do the same thing gradually, was accomplish our goals, right? And in that journey, I learned so much about myself and how to push myself, how to be the person that I wanted to be, not with the perception of what other people thought. And for me, that was just even more exciting, right? It was more exciting to honestly put myself on a pillar. And I know people is going to judge, right? I know people are going to judge, saying, you was the dancer. Yeah, I was, and I don't care, because it's part of my story. But what I will say is, yes, I made great money. Yes, I was able to travel, create a business for myself, and I'm proud of what I have accomplished thus far because of that. If it wasn't for that journey, I don't think I would have ever took that step if I took the traditional route. Which, let me make this clear in this video, I am not a hater to anyone that wants to do the traditional route. That is your business. I'm not here to judge. It's just that path in particular was not for me, and it did not work out. And I'm glad that I took a risk and I betted on myself. So yes, so I worked at a bunch of clubs around, and I am proud of where I'm at right now, right? So let's get into the business part, right? So Yemaya Cosmetics started in 2019 of May. What happened was I was with someone at the time, and I had the idea laying down with him, and I was like, I said, I'm gonna start a cosmetics business. And he was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah. I said, I'm gonna start a business. And at that time, he was a very successful man, of course, and it's like his energy was emulating. Like, I was like, you know what? I was like, I really don't want to dance anymore. And so how can I create an avenue, a stream of income for myself, and also work on other things that are dreams for me? And so I filed the EIN. I did all of that by June 10th of 2019. I physically had Yemaya Cosmetics in my hand, I would say about December 7th of 2019. And I'm so proud of that because that first palette, them lipsticks, and those eyelashes helped me transcend myself into a different spirit that I didn't even know existed or tap into myself, right? So that happened. Of course, things don't work out with people, and that's okay. You got to wish them well on their journey in life. It just, things don't work out. But I'm always inspired by that person in particular because he helped me see what I can accomplish if I stick to it and the hard work. And I admired that. And it's not that I wasn't a hard worker before. I've always been a hard worker. Everything that I do, I put at least 400 to 500%, 1,000% in it. But it helped put me in a place where, okay, I see this person, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I can accomplish that. And I'm so proud of thus far of where it's at. You don't wish people bad. And when things come to a close, I try not to do that because even in relationships with family as well, not all things are meant to last, right? Everything you hear constantly on social media, everything lasts a season, a lifetime. Some people is temporary, and that goes for anyone. And I'm not the person to, in the past, it was hard for me to let things go because of traumas and abandonment issues that I had as a kid. And it took me an adult to acknowledge these things, right? Because when you're fulfilled within yourself, right, you don't have to search for that in others or things or material things because they already exist within you. You just have to fight through the mental. And for me, it took years, and I'm still, to this day, I'm still working on it. I tell you every day, a work in progress I am not perfect. I done made mistakes as a parent. I done made mistakes in relationships that I had. And I made mistakes in friendships, business. And what's the beauty about it is, what did I learn from them? I don't try to have bitterness towards anything or anyone because there's lessons that come in it. And part of these lessons in life is learning who you are, right? And so in me throwing myself, leaving that relationship and throwing myself into my business, and I flourished. And I gotta thank two people. Actually, there's like 5 people I have to thank. Actually, not 2, but 5. I have to thank my mentor, Gina, and her daughters and her family, because she's been my mentor since I was 17 years old. And she always wanted the best, and she pushed me because she said, I know that these are the things that, you can accomplish these things. Like, Danielle, you got it. But I didn't believe in myself at one point. And I know that's hard to believe, but I'm so serious. I did not. And this woman helped me find out who I was from a young girl to a 30-year-old woman. And I don't even consider her just a mentor. I consider her like a second mother to me. And her daughters are like, her family is my family. 2, I have to thank my uncles because they were very supportive in me in this transition of finding out who I was, but then also them allowing me to make the mistakes and not being judgmental. And I'm appreciative of that. I have to thank, thirdly, is my aunts. All of you, and y'all know who you are because y'all related to me, so we don't have to speak. All of y'all inspired me in different ways, and my cousins, because y'all helped me in the darkest moments that I didn't think that I could come out of. And somehow, some way, y'all uplifted me with supporting me with my businesses, even if it was babysitting my son or helping me raise him. I'm just grateful for the circle of people that I have in my life. And the last person I would really, really have to say is my grandfathers, both of them. My grandfather, Sammy Harris, and Rodney Crawford. The reason why is because sometimes for me it's hard to be vulnerable, right? You've been hurt many times and trauma and all of that stuff happens and it hardens you. And I know for me as a woman, a black woman, I don't want to wear the superhero cape all the time. And those two men allow me to be vulnerable and allow me to reset me. And I'm so grateful for them. These people are pillars in my life. My uncles, my aunts, my cousins, you know, these people put in perspective the things that I need. And still trying to figure it out to this day. Still trying to figure it out, right? Part of it, of finding your own path, right? For me, dealing with the cosmetics, it opened the door and I was like, well, damn, I said, you can't have one without the other. So you got to go into skincare. And 2020 was difficult for me for this skincare because of the simple fact COVID, right? And I think the world had to shut down. I decided I want to travel. Just being honest. I didn't want to stay stuck in the house because I was like, I'm used to working. I'm not used to sitting in the house. And I took adventures and I got to live life a little bit and I got a taste of what success can give me if I keep going at it, right? And even in the moments, you know, I want to give up, somehow, some way, God relays it to me and he hits me hard, whether it's divine intervention where he sends an angel on earth to come. And then also I'm a person where I'm spiritual, so I believe in synchronicity. I believe in, you know, messages being said to you. I believe in people that can be messengers and they don't even know it. And I had to really dig deep in this. I had to dig deep. And what the pandemic showed me was what I was capable of if I was working hard. And, you know, sometimes we get sad about these things because, you know, the skincare was hard. Like, when I tell you, it was so backed up where I was working with the lab and they were like, it's going to take another 6 to 8 months. And I cried, literally cried, bawled my eyes out because I was like, yo, there's something got to give. Like, I need this to work out. And it kind of did. So fast forward to 2020, April 2020, I launched it. And I'm so proud of it. I'm gonna show you some items too, so y'all can see, right? So this is my favorite, okay? Our Luminous Moisturizer. It has green tea and goji in there. So I'll let y'all see. What I love about this is that it's smooth. Smells so good, smells fresh. It's a nice natural botanical moisturizer. Let's see. So this part of my nighttime routine y'all gonna see as well. And because of that, I use the Beauty Secret oil. Now, I let this sit overnight. I wash my face with our hibiscus cream cleanser from Eden Skincare. And this is our Beauty Secret oil serum. So you want to put 3 drops of this in there, so your face can be very smooth. And so while overnight, you know, you're sleeping in bed and stuff like that, all that goes to show you, voila, Eden Skin. Get into it. Get into it. Yeah. Love it. Love what I do. And I wanted to create products that made people feel empowered, especially right now in the climate where we at, where, you know, people are implementing laws and crazy stuff in the world, right? I don't like getting into politics, but to kind of silence women, right? And it's so crazy. I was like, you know, I feel like I wanted to create a product where women can be themselves and not feel like they have to be superwoman every day, because we can be superwoman, right? But sometimes I know for me as a black woman, I want to take my cape off and just be a woman. I want to be vulnerable. I want to obtain goals and dreams without judgment. Who doesn't want to be in love and being in a relationship with a person that you love, right? The most. And in these trials and errors of me with my business, I learned about myself, what I wanted in my life, what I didn't want, what will I accept, with boundaries that people can't cross with me. And it's very hard when you start your business, ladies. Pay attention to this. When you start your businesses, right, and you isolate yourself, you get to see who's really for you, who's not for you. You even get to see people horn, devil horns, right? And their evil eyes. And y'all know who y'all people are. I ain't even got to say your names, right? And as evil as people can be, that's your inspiration to build off that strength. And it took me a long time to accept that, right? It took me a long time to accept that in my businesses, in my practice. It took me a long time to accept that as a parent, as well as a single parent, as well, to not one child, but 2 children. And in learning about myself and learning what ticks me and what doesn't, I had to give that same appropriation to others, that same discernment to others that I'm asking for, right? And so what I loved about my businesses, what I loved about what I create, right, what I come up with next, I wanted to give women and men the luxury of feeling good, right? And I know part of COVID was you couldn't get to spas, you couldn't go do nothing but go to the grocery store. And I was like, damn, like I wanted to create something that would not only give people the necessity that they need, but also that R&R time that they need to themselves. And I know for me as a business owner, as a mother, it is very hard for me to get through the day. There'd be things behind the scenes personally that I be going through. And I have a tendency where when I go through stuff privately, I shut down, right? Because it's hard for me to talk about it. And I'm learning that, you know, it's okay to express yourself when you don't like something or when you don't pretendly fuck with it. And the appreciation that I have is that it gives me the pillar of hope to move forward, but then also it gives me the comfort in knowing I am being 100% authentically me, and no one can question me on that. And so you can hate me, you can love me, whatever, we don't care over here, okay? Seriously, we don't. But my story is crazy, right? Who would think that, you know, she been through all these things? Being homeless, I was homeless for like 2.5 years, from 2015 to 2017, mid-June 2017. And I met some of the most greatest people, and it humbled me. Those 2.5 years humbled me. It made me realize the start of things, or with how far I can go if I just put it not only in God's hands, but actually do the work. And so, you know, I love Eden Skincare. I love Yemaya Cosmetics. Those are my babies that one day I will leave to my children and my grandchildren. And I pray, you know, that y'all just seen a glimpse of who I am, right? So this was kind of an introduction video. I just wanted y'all to see, you know, I talk about stuff, but the main thing for me is I want people to not only experience the product, but know that it's real life, right? So I'm glad you guys stuck with me for the last 25 minutes, but it is time to go. I was supposed to post this Monday, but I'm posting it on 2/22/22. So I know that it has to be a reason, right? So you can check in on our weekly vlogs, which is regularly will be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We will upload them to Yemaya Cosmetics, and you check down below and subscribe so you can get the updates of where you're going to see more videos and more content. This video was like to just get y'all feeling who I am, introduce you guys again, and to like let me know what you guys want to talk about. Like, I really would love for you guys to inbox me. Also follow me on Instagram at Danielle Marie IM, and also Yemaya Cosmetics on Instagram, and also follow us again on YouTube as well, Yemaya Cosmetics channel, and look for updates, and check up our website, YemayaCosmetics.net, to get all your skincare and all your beauty supplies, ladies, because we have everything. And also, don't forget to check back on Wednesday where it will be a new video as well. And so thank you guys for just chatting with me and getting to know me a little bit and just letting y'all know. And we look forward to talking with you guys soon. So I'll see you guys